We know that at least some plants have a form of vision, but we may have figured out how they do it. This requires a little bit of help from our friends the mantis shrimp, octopi, and box jellyfish, which manage to form mental maps without having a brain. Cephalopods are some incredibly intelligent creatures, but it seems very likely they can't see color at all. So how can they perform these changes? It comes down to these little cells in their skin called chromatophores. They are light sensitive, and we aren't sure how much control the octopus itself has over the color changes, but it's happening at the surface level, not in the octopi's brain. Similarly, we know that mantis shrimp have at least 12 different kinds of light receptive cells in their eyes. We only get 3 or maybe 4 if we're lucky, but they're not processing those colors in their brain. They're processing them on the surface level. They're not actually that much better at deciphering color differences than humans are. That makes sense. Our brains are incredibly hungry organs. In fact, they can take up 20 to 30% of your daily calorie expenditures just thinking. Having to process information in your brain also means that your ability to respond is going to be a lot slower. Now, here is where it gets a little bit weird. This plant, called a mimic plant, is able to mimic other plants by vision. In fact, they can even do it for plastic plants. These guys, like all plants that we know of, have these tiny light-sensitive cells called oculi. They receive light pretty similarly to how our eyes also receive light. This means that it's likely the plant is performing these tasks on the cellular level, and they don't require a brain to do this very complex mapping.